Hey, I'm Kaja Veilleux, and I'd like to welcome you to Thomaston Place Auction Galleries. We have a fabulous Winter Enchantment sale. We have over 1,400 items, ranging from country items to the ultra-modern sculptures in glass. And everything is here to be viewed at our preview starting 2 weeks before the sale. You can bid online in 4 platforms that we have. You can bid on the phone, or you can come and leave an absentee bid, and we will have someone execute it for you. We welcome you to our winter extravagant sale that we have. And the enchantment sale is a spectacular sale and should not be missed. Well, on Friday, lot 1005 is this 32 drawer apothecary cabinet that was probably used in a drugstore or a store. And it's made out of soft wood with yellow ochre on all the faces of the drawers. Has nicely turned little knobs. And this would have been made somewhere between probably 1840 and 1860. Let's see if the drawers are dovetailed. See, it has nicely dovetailed drawers. Remember, this is all done with hand tools. At that point, there were no machine tools of any consequence. And this piece should bring around $1,000 to $1,500. You notice they've displayed it with some other country things right here. This is a early tin and wood butter churn. Heck of a way to make a pound of butter, but that's how they did it in the old days. Over here, you would be able to grind your own coffee at the store. So you'd come in and you'd open a drawer full of beans. You'd buy whatever you wanted, and then you would take it and dump it in here in this old cast iron coffee grinder, and then you'd crank away and you would grind your own coffee. They'd pull it out of the drawer. See, this still has coffee in it. Still fresh. The old days. And so that was a fun thing to do in the old days. They had that. They made their own butter. They ground their own coffee. This is a home model coffee grinder here, this little tiny one, in red and yellow, in cast iron again. They're always in cast iron with brass trim. Again, with a wooden drawer. And the coffee would go in there, go put it in here in the top, grind it, and out of the bottom. For fun at night, when there's no electricity or television or internet or phones or any of this kind of distraction, people wanted something to do, they would play checkers or chess. This is a hand-painted game board, lot 1308, and this one's interesting because it has the symbols of the chess pieces around it. You see the knights and the queens, and this is $300 to $400. But it's an interesting piece. I think we're more interested in what things are used for than what their value is at this point right now, and the country stuff. As you come along over here, this would have been done by a young girl. Again, they didn't have all the distractions that people have today. This was a hand-done sampler, probably by a child anywhere between 8 and 12 years old. Oh, right here. See, it says AG 8. 8 years old. All hand-done. This was taught in the schools for the little girls in 1828. Beautiful condition, and that's lot 1037 on Friday. And what's nice about this is the way they floated it in the frame, and in this beautiful detail and color. There's no damage to this piece at all. The other thing that adds to the value is it has her name, Jean Campbell, and her age. I'm sorry, her age was 15, not 8. And it has people in it. Anything with figures in it makes it much more valuable as far as a sampler goes. Moving down the line of this great country stuff, almost all of this came from the same family on Southport Island, Maine. Here's a little country piece here that's fun. This is a little spice cabinet in wood with little porcelain names for pepper, cinnamon, nutmeg, and so on and so forth. Lot 1056, and that's probably around $200 to $300. Wonderful little wall hanging cabinet. She was a great collector of spongeware. Great collector of spongeware, blue and white spongeware. Very utilitarian stuff. This was what you'd mix up your pancakes and your batter for bread or cookies or whatever you wanted to make. Or a very large cereal bowl for a hungry guy. A lot 1006. And these were done around the turn of the century. They were sold in the hardware stores, and these originally cost about $1 when they were new, and now they're probably around $250 for that group, or $300. This is a wonderful little painting right here. We got this out of a house in southern Maine. two little children. What makes it valuable is the fact that the little boy is holding a huge, huge straw hat, and she's holding a riding crop. So evidently they wanted to have horses, or they had a pony maybe. And this one is in totally untouched condition in the original gilded frame, lot 1033. So that's again on Friday. And a very fun and interesting piece. Needs a little bit of cleaning and restoration, but a spectacular imagery for this period. This would have been done around 1830. This came in on free appraisal day. Look at this guy. This is what the title of this is, a Black Hawk. It was one of the most famous racehorses and trotters, and he is in original gilding and beautiful patina from being outside for 100 or 200 years. You'll notice how it has a flowing mane and a very, very nice Black Hawk weather vane, and the gilding is good on both sides. They are very desirable, and one of the more common patterns in the horse weather vanes. However, Black Hawk has always been one of the top desirable horses that people collect in the weather vanes. Moving along here, how about a walking stick? Look at this piece. This is all hand carved out of one piece of wood. It's a snake crawling up this stick right here with glass eyes, little glass beaded eyes, probably done somewhere between 1840 and 1860. All hand carved and beautiful, original condition. You'll notice the crackle glaze of the old surface on it. That is lot 1077. And just a great stick right there. That should bring somewhere between $600 and $800 easily, possibly more. It's extremely rare and great condition. People love these, but they also love these when they're in tiger maple. This is a tiger maple silverware carrier. So when you came to the table, on the early tables, you would have your silverware, your nice forks and spoons, and if you were lucky enough to have servants, they would set this on the table to set the table with knives and forks and spoons. Nice condition, again from the house on Southport Island. This is lot 1075, 300 to 500, I imagine, on that. Another one here, if you like painted surface. This one's not only painted, this wonderful folk art piece, it's also chip carved. All hand carved out of one single chunk of wood. In other words, they had to dig this all out to make it hollow and then carve all the chip carving on it, carve this band for the handle. Amazing piece of American folk art. And on that right there, in the original, in old blue paint, and that is lot 1245 on Friday. So all kinds of great things in this house in Southport on Friday, and other estates too, of course. Here's a sweet little picture right here. This came out of a house in Camden in untouched condition. A little child holding a little rattle, and the gray cat looks like he's not terribly happy, in the original gold frame, and that one is 10 to 20,000, I believe. That is lot 1043. And then if you are into jugs from the south, we have these face jugs were predominantly done in the south, and they are always they have a sort of a grotesque face. This guy is not happy because he has a lizard crawling across his head with applied teeth, and some of these can bring multiple thousands. This one's by Matthew Hennell, and this should bring $500, $600, $700 all day long. And that one is lot 1039. One of the other things that people like when they're decorating country homes, not only spongeware bowl, but this stone fruit is very, very collectible. This is a carved and painted stone fruit out of stone, and they have apples and all kinds of things, bananas, limes, and all kinds of other fruits. Very popular for decorating in a country situation, the stone fruit like that. And this stuff was carved usually and gathered in the 1920s. But fun stuff to have and very decorative. 1081 is a very nice, all original country cupboard with the two drawers above, all dovetailed. And the single door below, you'll notice, has double panels, and it has paint decoration coming down to give it the look of mahogany, stylized mahogany. Inside is in old blue paint and has had one shelf adjusted. It probably has something else inside of it. that needed more space. But a nice little cupboard right there. And of course, this sale has tons of stoneware in it because so many people collect stoneware. The better pieces of stoneware that people collect usually have this blue decoration. They'll have flowers on it, or chickens or birds. Sometimes figures. When they have figures, they're big, big money. Nice pair of Colonial Portraits. These came out of a home over in Yarmouth, Maine, from a family, and Mr. and Mrs. And on those right there, in great custom-made vintage frames from the 1830s period. These are very nice condition. You'll notice they had some wealth to them. She's wearing a a ruby and gold brooch on her lace collar, gold earrings. The gentleman has a gold stick pin in his cravat there, and just nice, real nice clothing. So these people were certainly not farming people. These were people that were in business in the city, I'm sure. And nice condition on those. This is all from one family. This is a collection of, and very collectible, popular pottery. It's called mocha ware, and the pieces like this with the seaweed pattern are very desirable, with all the multiple colors. And people will collect this because it's so colorful that they can put it in an open cupboard like this, and really is decorative art is what it is. Although it's functional, it's decorative art. A lot of seaweed pattern. Here's one with sort of circles, but this kind is very popular with that earthworm pattern. And this stuff can range from anywhere from $100 to $1,000, depending how many people want it that particular day. Very utilitarian stuff, but again, they were keep in mind that they were using it to decorate also. You have this is later spongeware here on yellow glazed pottery with green and blue sponge decoration. This is all done freehand. This is a lot of 5 pieces, so this should bring probably $400 to $600, I would think, for that group, easily enough. We have an extensive collection of miniature baskets from the house in Southport Island. This is a particularly rare one. This is a miniature shaker cheese drying basket, or in the form of a cheese drying basket. We do have a bigger one, and this is all woven in splint in perfect condition, and from the house in Southport Island. She's got some really great miniature baskets. This is lot 1235. Should bring $200 or $300 all day long. Another category of country stuff that was, again, utilitarian but very decorative. This is tollware. Tollware is handmade tin objects, and then the ladies or gentlemen would decorate them with sort of a Pennsylvania Dutch style decoration in bright colors. This straight spout coffee pot right here was probably made around 1820, 1830. And you'll notice this is a canister for tea, and a little pail with a cover on it. This one has later decoration on it. These are the early decoration when you see it like that. Over here, another collection of incredible stoneware from the same property, I believe, and also a collection behind it of checkerboards and chessboards. These are all decorative, functional pieces that they use in the early 18th century and early 19th century and early 18th century. Very utilitarian again, but beautiful decoration. Batter pitchers, milk pitchers, crocks, jugs to store things in. But they had them visible, so these things, they didn't have all the storage space that we have, so everything that was out, they wanted to have not only a utilitarian purpose, but a decorative purpose, that's why you see so many wonderful things with decoration on them from that period. This piece right here, 1070, is a fine example of an American rampant tiger maple, what they call a chest on frame. And the reason they call it that is that this cabinet fits into that bottom frame. So it's in 2 pieces, has a Queen Anne shaped leg with a pad foot. That's what that's called, is a pad foot. Beautiful curlicues on the returns, and look at that beautiful scallop cutout on that bracket base. So the more detailed, the more clever the craftsman was, or builder that built these pieces of furniture, the more stylish it was. It almost has a feeling of the type of a Dunlap furniture which was made by the Dunlap family in New Hampshire in the 18th century. And they did the scrolly bases and cabriolet legs. I mean, this stuff is so stylish, it's unbelievable. This piece was found on a house call in upstate New York. And we had our guy go get it and bring it here to sell. Estimate is $2,000 to $3,000. But love, if you like tiger maple, this is for you. We have several pieces of tiger maple that are just outstanding in this sale. 1145 is a early 18th century or late 17th century, what they call a butterfly table. The reason they call it that is because that little piece that swings underneath to hold it gives it the look of a butterfly. When you open its wings, or leaves, as they're called, it has sort of a butterfly feel to it. These are very rare. This one is particularly rare because it has the feet. Normally the feet have been worn off or chopped off. Stretcher is good, nice shaped thing to hold the leaves up. And the reason you can tell this is in the 18th century, one of the tricks is the leaf has the male feeling, a curve here and the female insert here. So when they don't have that, they're usually replicas, or sometimes they simply got cut off. The size is very rare, and it has splayed legs and has all the complements of a very great late 17th, early 18th century piece of American furniture.